Our presentation today is about the fossil record and adaptive radiation. To begin our presentation, we will first discuss the context of the study. An international team of scientists, led by paleontologist Dr. Alexander Schmidt, has recently discovered the oldest arthropods, which were preserved as fossils in amber. The specimens, which are approximately 230 million-year-old inclusions from the Jurassic period, have led to breakthrough in scientific discoveries. The uncovered evidence has led to conclusions involving the fossil record and adaptive radiation. In this study, stratigraphy plays a key role.
According to the data, approximately 70,000 droplets were screened for inclusions, from which 3 arthropods were discovered and prepared for microscopic study. One arthropod is a Nematosaurine fly, Diptera, and the other 2 are highly divergent species of areophyoid mites, Triassicaris fideli and Ampiosa triassica. Most recent infraorders of Diptera, and some extinct ones, existed by the late Triassic, even though Diptera only represent approximately 1% of all insect compressions during this time period. Many of the Triassic Diptera were quite small, with an estimated body length of 1.5 to 2 millimeters long. The most intriguing feature of the Diptera is the pair of antennae with 10 compact tapered segments found sporadically in Nematosaurines and basal Brachiosaura. The mite specimens are entire and preserved. One mite is distinctly elongate and vermiform, with bizarre feeding structures, while the other is fusiform, more compact, with more integrated mouthparts. However, in general body form, with loss of the 3rd and 4th pairs of legs and presence of highly modified feather claws on the remaining legs, there is no question as to their areophyoid lineage placement. Okay, so from the results, we're going to conduct a stratigraphy analysis, and stratigraphy is the study of the layering of the rocks. And one of the principal ideas about stratigraphy is the law of superposition, which states that newer formations will appear on the top of the sequence, but the oldest formations will appear in the bottom of the sequence. So the oldest formations, which the study studied, were the Helmkowitz Formation and the Rio de Lago Formation, which appear in the far left, which are located in Italy, and the asterisks represent the amber outcrops that were found in these formations. And from this, we can radiometric date these formations to find when these fossils were formed and when the organisms that were found lived. And so these amber outcrops, which had the 3 arthropods that the study found, we could put them in the fossil record, and around 234 million years ago, which is around the Carnian period time, which is also a part of the late Triassic period. So this is Triassic amber. And what my colleague will talk about in the later slide is the Carnian amber anomaly, which, as you can see, there's a horizontal line of amber outcrops forming across numerous formations in South America and northeast Arizona and South Africa. These are all formations that have amber deposits around the same time, which can further support the dating of these fossils.
Alright, so as you know, in Schmidt's study, these arthropods were discovered 100 million years before any previously discovered arthropods in amber. 2 of the 3 arthropods discovered, as you learned earlier, are part of a species of gall mites called, part of a family of gall mites called areophyoids. These areophyoids are very, very diverse, as they're about over 300 3,500 species today, and 97% of these Areophiids today feed off flowering plants, or angiosperms, and only 3% feed off gymnosperms. This is very interesting because the arthropods discovered, the Areophiids, in Schmidt's study, are dated to be 100 million years older than before the flowering plants were first discovered. So this means that they had to feed off gymnosperms. They fed off conifers. This means that conifer feeding is definitely the ancestral trait in Areophiids, and this implies that they're a very diverse, adaptable species, since when flowering plants appeared, 97% of the species shifted to feeding on flowering plants. So it's obvious that an adaptive radiation occurred in the family, because they're very diverse. They're 3,500 species to date, and they shifted their traits around dramatically to have 97% now feeding off angiosperms. And we know that these Areophiids discovered in Schmidt's study are part of the same family because they have a very specialized body plan, which is very consistent and similar to today's gull knights.
Let's finish the presentation off with a recap of the main points. Very recently, the oldest amber deposit that has ever been discovered has been revealed. The fact that the amber droplets are present is an anomaly in the fossil record, since it exists 100 million years before any other deposit of its kind. 3 possible scenarios could account for the Carnian amber anomaly. First, changes in sedimentation could have facilitated the preservation of resins. Alternatively, there may have been an increased production of resins at that time period. But, more than likely, both instances acted together. Because the droplets contain evidence of 3 different types of arthropods, there is evidence of ancestry and thus adaptive radiation. Thank you.